Now, if you're ready to get to work, I can provide you with your first contract. When I first joined the family, this sanctuary was controlled by another speaker. Lucien took over
it's
when
like
she was killed.
the only
while
wrinkly parts are in around his eyes and over the mouth, but like the cheeks and the forehead are just completely unchanged.
A contract is a secret pact one enters into with the Dark Brotherhood. They provide us with gold and remove someone from existence. A contract is fulfilled by a skilled assassin such as yourself.
I'm just saying, you run into this guy, it's like, oh, yeah, nice wig.
So it has always been. While carrying out a contract, you may have the opportunity to earn a bonus if certain parameters are met.
Why didn't they try to make...
Let's begin, shall we?
Uriel Septim look more like Patrick Stewart.
Pirates, but you've got to kill
because, like, in all of his previous appearances, he looked a lot more like Patrick Stewart. And then they get actual Patrick Stewart to do it, and he looks completely different.
Oh.
I don't know.
Excellent.
I think my guesses are two things. One, the bespoke engine they're using, I mean, we've been talking about how much it sucks, probably couldn't do a very good Patrick Stewart. And two, I wonder if there's a likeness rights issue where they didn't want to pay him for facial likeness as well as voice stuff.
Oh yeah, like Back to the Future guy, like he owns all of the likeness for Back to the Future, and so you can't have him on pinball machines because he owns it.
Get into the habit of asking your fellow family members about any current contract.
And he fucking hates pinball.
May prove invaluable.
He hates pinball.
Does he actually hate pinball?
As a pirate, Gaston
No, he just doesn't want people using his likeness. Also, who's the guy who plays Kylo Ren? He did it too. Kylo Ren did it so, like, you can't use his face. You can use him in the helmet and use his voice, but you can't use, like, his face in a lot of stuff, apparently.
For nearly 100 years I hunted in secret, until the Dark Brotherhood found me. Now I have a family that accepts and even values my unique gifts. Perhaps in the future, when I feel you have earned the right, I will offer you a chance.
Yeah, this is probably the easiest way to become a vampire.
Sithis is
I told you guys the vampire story, right? About this.
I don't know if you have, actually.
And dwells not in the realm of Oblivion.
So basically, one day I was playing Oblivion, and then all of a sudden I was feeling really, like, warm in the game, and, like, I kept dying for no reason. And I'm like, why do I keep dying for no reason? I don't understand. And it turned out I was a vampire, and I didn't realize I was a vampire, and I didn't even know where to find out that I was a vampire, because I didn't know that screen existed. And so I wandered the countryside trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and I thought the game was glitched out. And then I looked it up, and I was a vampire.
So did you need to go, like, find people to feed on, or...?
No, I cured it. It's fine.
Your methods may be crude.
My story of learning about the disease system in this game is that I caught, like, a much more common disease. I don't know what one it was. It's one of the 30 diseases you can get by, like, fighting random swamp monsters in this game. But I realized something was wrong when I approached anyone in town, and they were like, "You look fucked up," and I'm like, "Do I?"
Don't favor armaments. They're not fond of bows.
And, like, one person said it, and I thought it was just, like, flavor text, but then, like, every person I would encounter was like, "You look like you were on death's fucking door," and I'm like, "I am at full health. I don't know what is going on." And eventually I discovered that I just had, like, limb rot or some shit, and I had to go to the church.
Did you ever consider maybe you just did a shitty job making your character?
That reminds me of a bug I had the first time I played Fallout New Vegas, where I had created a male character, but for whatever reason the game got confused, and so everybody started to refer to my male character as a female character. So I was wandering around, and there'd be people, like, catcalling me, and I'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, I shouldn't.
Fallout New Vegas and gender dysphoria. Name a better combination.
Rabbit as a child. He petted the thing so hard he crushed its skull. What a brute!
This was an awkward time to rejoin the conversation.
Welcome to the family. I'd hug you, but Ochiva told me not to.
I also like how this guy does not wear the costume.
So, your first contract. No
Which, I mean, you know, to be fair.
Oh, that's all right.
The idea that there's a costume for the Secret Assassins is pretty funny.
When you've got raw skill.
It's a bit like
And
how
the great
Assassin's
thing about killing a
Creed's
target
like
up close and personal
vague monk
is you can
robe
talk
looking
to
stuff
him
just
before
sort
you
of
do
became the uniform of
say
assassins
something
as the
scary.
series went on.
Oh, for example, this
man,
one
this
time,
guy's got a-
I had
yeah,
a contract to
this-
kill a little Nord girl.
He's like, I killed a little girl at her birthday party.
She asked me if I was the jester. So I said to her, "No, I am a messenger of death."
It's clear that
You should
Emil,
have seen the look on her face.
I don't remember his last name. The guy who wrote this had a very good time with it, and then I think he became like the lead writer for some other Bethesda projects.
Good for him.
Yeah, didn't he write Skyrim's main quest?
You know what they say?
I have nice things
Home
to
is
say
where
about
you
Skyrim's
hang
main
your
quest.
enemy's head.
You gotta be friends with dragons. Dragons get to be your friends.
He was also the lead writer
do
of
we
Fallout 3,
get
which we're
a
not
set
gonna...
of that armor at some point, or like
yes,
we must,
do.
right?
Definitely. But we
not
get
yet.
like one piece at a time. I think. I think the first thing we get is actually
yeah,
the hoods
that's
and
right.
cloaks,
Well,
which
I'm not
again is
allowed to
good
have-
because this game has level scaling. So if you got it right now, it would just always be like whatever level you are when you start this quest.
Yeah.
So here's maybe a hot tip. Level scaling as a replacement for durability, like in Breath of the Wild.
Hail, my
Right?
sister.
Like, we're intentionally not doing things like enchanting weapons or investing in cool gear because it's going to be obsolete as soon as we do that. But that just sort of disincentivizes us from using anything, basically.
Yes, it's a very
I
bad
kind of
system.
like the idea. Well, it's a bad system, but like, there's two ways to look at it. There is the never upgrade anything because it won't matter, or there's do everything because none of it matters.
With every life you take,
Mm-hmm.
Sithis grows stronger.
And I'm just wondering, you know, I mean, it's the same thing with like Breath of the Wild, where like everything you get is going to be broken in 5 minutes, and there it works as a system to encourage you to like play with all the different weapons and do all the different stuff because it gets obsolete so fast, and in that game it just breaks. Here stuff becomes obsolete, which should force you to like move on to a new sword that's even cooler and neater. But instead, all we're doing is just avoiding doing anything, and I think that's sort of interesting.
We are eggmates, twins.
Well, I mean,
We were taken at
the
birth and given to
behavior
the
it
Dark
really seems to
Brotherhood.
encourage is
We
looking it up on a
returned to
wiki
Black
and
Marsh
determining what
as
level
shadow
would be
scales
appropriate to do this quest to get the appropriate level reward.
Together,
Like, there's a quest that gives you a magic spell called
all shadow scales do.
it's some kind of storm
When we
thing. You
came
have to
of
go to
age,
this
we joined the
altar
family as
and turn
one.
it on, and you get
And
this
here
magic
we
spell. And at every level between 5 and like 35, that spell has ridiculously higher cost than when you could make custom. But if you get it at a low enough level, it's actually decent. But every other time, you just won't have the magic to ever do anything with it.
Now, dear family member, and
I think the kind of perfidious thing about the way level scaling works in this game is so a game like Morrowind. There's all these nice items that you could get like in your first 10 minutes of playing if you know where to find them and you know how to get there. Which means that if you have a little skill in this single player game, or you have skill and knowledge, it rewards you by making things very easy. This game removes those systems, but also creates systems where people who just don't know how the level scaling works or don't think about it get punished by having really shitty gear and not being up to facing the enemies they're up against later on, which means that this game system is actually worse because the people who get hurt by it the most are the people who like just don't have that expertise, don't have like the knowledge of how it works.
It is pretty remarkable that the system they devised to make the game balanced and not have to worry about players going into areas where they will just get one-shot by stuff, it's just so badly thought out that it creates tons of situations where like you just accidentally make your character super weak for everything permanently.
So the Fighters Guild.
What do you
We
want,
mentioned
a
earlier
job?
it's like one of the
Want it from
not
me.
one of the
You'll
better
have to
guilds
join
in this
the
game,
Fighters
but
Guild.
I actually do think I quite
Not
like the
that I'd
Fighters
show
Guild
you
quest
how
line
to
in this
cut it.
game.
It's like it's not bad. It's just
It's just the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood are really good.
Yeah,
The Fighters Guild is
and even the
always
Mages
looking for new
Guild
members.
just have more
If you've
interesting
got a clean
storylines,
record,
whereas the Fighters
don't have
Guild
a
is just
bounty
like,
on your head,
well, there's
we may be able to use
some
it.
other guys who are setting
Are
up a
you
rival
interested in
guild,
joining?
and that sucks. Are we in the Fighters Guild?
Fine by me.
I think we're in the Fighters Guild by accident. Yes, we're in the Fighters Guild. I meant to go to the Mages Guild, but I picked the wrong house.
I was really confused by that tangent. Like, are we in the Fighters Guild? I'm like, no, you're about to join the Fighters Guild, dumbass. What are you talking about?
I was wondering why there was somebody who said that while we were in the
Trayvon,
Mages
Red
Guild.
Guard. Mages Guild Evoker. Surprised? Yes, you don't see many Red Guards in the Mages Guild. We don't much like spellcasters in Hammerfell. Wizards steal souls and tamper with
Okay.
minds. If you use magic, you're weak.
This is
or wicked.
mildly uncomfortable conversation.
My family
Yeah.
my vocation, so I had to come to Cyrodiil for my education. I admit, I still have strong prejudices against necromancy, summoning, and illusion.
Okay, this guy's really emptying it all out. We just met this person. I don't think we've introduced ourselves.
Tampering with others'
At
minds
like
and
3
trapping
a.m.
the Phaedra.
This is how my fellow Catholics behave.
You'll have to get one from Falcar if you can.
You just
See if we
like
can
walk
fit this
into
fucking thing
like
in.
Knowledge.
you just like walk into a Bob Evans
Pay attention.
at
you
like
can
2
learn.
in the morning, and the waiter just like walks up to you and just absolutely
What can I
stone
interest
cold
you in?
says, "You know what? I don't like baristas. Fuck them. Just like they're a bunch of rats. I don't trust them for a moment. What are they doing back there? Making coffee? I don't think so. What can I get you?"
It's a Waffle House, but yeah.
But yeah, okay. That's I don't know if anything could happen at a Waffle House that would surprise me.
Bye.
All right, where's this Falcar guy?
When do you think something is more dangerous to be happening at like a Waffle House? At like 3 a.m. on a Saturday night, or like 2 p.m. on a Wednesday?
3 a.m. on a Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like if you're at a Waffle House at 2 p.m. in the afternoon on a Wednesday, things are also not going great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just, the vibe.
So we've
Falcar.
never, in our adventures in Elder Scrolls, as far as I'm aware, never really played a mage character. So we've never really had to deal with like soul stones.
Well, we did for the enchanting bit in Skyrim where I broke the game.
Yeah, but that was like literally one episode of you buying up an entire town's worth of soul stones, and then us
You
staring
can
at you
get-
doing enchanting.
You can get a weapon in Skyrim that does the soul trapping for you, because it's really awkward to like almost kill a dude and then have to do soul trapping. It's just such a pain in the butt.
every
Instead, get
game.
yourself a weapon. Right.
Yeah, there are ones in this game you can get too that do that.
It's just, is it Umbra?
What is it, associate? Don't tell me you're here for a recommendation.
Yeah, I think Umbra is one of them.
But I kind of love how convoluted the system is, though.
Don't waste my time.
You gotta play
if you're not
Pokemon
ready
with
for
monsters.
Are you prepared?
But, like,
to
Well,
Is
the
it
annoying
Pokemon
thing
game
about it
recommendation from
is...
me?
You need the right
and
size of
something-
soul stone.
Right. And something that I always mod into Skyrim is
Very
that
well.
you can end
We
up
shall
putting
see how
tiny
prepared
souls
you
in
actually are.
big
There was a particular
soul
ring of
stones,
burden
soul
I was
gems,
testing some time
which
ago.
sucks. You get a
Another
grand soul
stupid
gem and you
associate
accidentally put a
somehow
petty
got his
soul in
hands
it.
on
Whoops.
And managed to misplace it.
So you want that
There's
game?
nothing you can do
If I
about it.
didn't know better, I'd say he
But also,
purposely
if I remember
toasted
right,
down the
like if
well
you
behind
do
the
enchant a
guild.
weapon to do soul
Why he
steal,
would do such a thing is
it
beyond
is an enchanted weapon like any other that has a
You
set
will
number of charges that
retrieve this
also
ring
need to be recharged
Should you
via
manage to
soul
do so,
stones.
I shall
So
consider
you end up
sending
doing
a
this thing where like you
recommendation
have to
to
go into
university.
combat, get someone almost
The
dead but
well
not
is
really,
locked. So you'll need
Because if I remember right, it casts Steel Soul every time you land a hit, even if it's not a killing blow. So, like, you can't just go around killing people with it, because then you're just going to burn through your charge.
You may find it slightly...
No, it's what you gotta do is it's gotta be your home run bat.
I'm Ditsan.
You gotta have, like, your go-to weapon, and then you gotta pull up the home run bat to finish them off.
Or a sneaky arrow person, because if you're sneaky with arrow, you can just one-shot everyone. It's amazing.
Oh, dear. I'd say more, but... Well, Falcar is the ranking member here, and I don't feel comfortable talking about him. I'm sorry.
Let's see if we can change that.
By the way, we keep saying people, you need special soul gems to soul trap people, I think, in all of the Elder Scrolls games.
Have the key. Believe me.
Are they black soul gems? There's a special class of them, but I can't remember.
That's the one.
Yeah.
There was this amazing Reddit post of this guy who, like, documented himself putting Lydia into a soul stone and then putting her into a ring. It was, like, one of the greatest things I've ever seen. It was so morbid and fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
It was truly disturbing. I left it.
It's the little things people do in these games that's, like, the creepiest, isn't it?
Go into this door. Were black soul gems a thing in Morrowind?
No, I don't think so.
Because part of the Mages Guild questline in this game is like, hey, there are these weird black soul gems that are new. We've never seen them before, and we have no idea what they do. And they don't, like, I don't think they even spawn until,
I hope I can help.
until after you do that part of the Mages Guild quest. Which is annoying because one of the Daedric princes requires a black soul gem in order to actually do the quest, so...
We can talk, so long as Falcar is out of earshot. If I didn't...
No, there are no black soul gems in Morrowind.
He's trying to get
A fun wrinkle on the fact that you can't soul trap people in Morrowind, though, is that the demigods that are part of the main storyline are not considered people.
I can't prove it.
Which means that you can soul trap, basically just like, what's the...
Murder Vivek and put him in a ring.
And Alexia, yes.
But from what I've heard of Falcar...
There's actually, well, I don't know if you can do it both at the same time. I think the only soul stone that could take them is Azura's Star, but don't quote me on that.
He was an associate, just like yourself. Perhaps not the brightest, but very eager. He was.
So we're taking a little detour here to get the recommendation from the Mages Guild in this city.
Dropped out of existence.
And I believe you mentioned you hated this quest, Mumbles.
Falcar won't say a word about it.
Which one is this one?
This is the one with the well.
Oh, I love it and hate it. Because when sweet little baby Mumbles played it and did not know very much about video games, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't understand why I kept fucking dying. So I rose from my watery grave and killed as many people as I could.
So you gave it. Oh wait, we do have shrouded armor.
Oh, fuck.
Hello. All right.
What don't we have yet?
We're now wearing the official. Wow, this is way better than the armor that we had before too.
Yeah, no, there's no reason not to run around in it all the time.
Yeah. All right. Now we can walk around wearing the official uniform. Oh, did she take the ring? I think she took the ring. Oh no, the Ring of Burden is under here. Okay, so she gave us a water breathing spell so that we won't drown. And basically this Falcar dude sent us in here to get drown. The Ring of Burden, which weighs 150 pounds.
It's amazing.
It's a hilarious bit.
It's so funny. It's a great bit.
Just drop all of our heavy shit here.
I have to say that I think it's fair to wonder if someone, like, within the fiction of the world, who, like, doesn't just put this in their inventory and think, what now? But who, like, actually is experiencing this extremely heavy ring, it's a bit dim to remain with the ring and drown to death.
Yeah.
You would think that you would just, like, drop it.
What is it? That's fucking rude.
If you were swimming in a well and you picked up
in
a
real
150-pound barbell, no, that's what I'm saying. Like in the video game, it's like you put it. The reason this works is because you put it in your inventory, and then you don't think like, why can't I move? That ring must weigh 150 pounds. But like, if you're trying to pick up the ring and it weighs 150 pounds,
like I need to get John Cena in here. John Cena can help me.
Okay, we'll be back for all of this. Hey, hello, give me the ring. Alright. Wait, am I really over encumbered right now? Oh.
There's a nerd root over there.
Oh, buoyancy gives me feather. Okay, that explains it. I shouldn't be picking up random shit, should I? We'll be back! I don't even think we actually need to have the ring with us if we find VidCon's body, but I think it's funny to bring it back.
Have you noticed a change?
Yeah, like as if nothing happened.
I'm afraid some things have happened while
Some things have happened in the 3 minutes we were gone.
Your recommendation. I'll admit, it's my doing. I couldn't leave well enough alone, and after you'd left to go after that ring, well... I'm just so tired of the way we've all been treated by Falcar. I was worried about you and angry about VidCon, so I confronted Falcar directly. He was furious when I told him I'd helped you, and then when I threatened to report him to the Council of Mages, I thought he was going to kill me. He flew into a rage. I didn't even understand some of his ranting, but he said that our days are numbered, and then he
I forget if he
stormed
ever
out.
shows up again later in the quest
I don't
line.
know if he ever wrote your recommendation. I'm sorry. I didn't expect this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
Perhaps
that,
you
yeah,
should go
you do
look
have to
and
wrap up this loose end.
You should check his room in the living room.
I also like how it's like, hey, we should check to see whether this guy wrote you a recommendation.
Send it to the council.
This, okay, actually, no, this is
Just
pretty
drop
real.
it anywhere. I don't think he really cared about it. I think it was some sort of sick joke on his part. It's such a shame.
R.I.P.
He didn't
VidCon.
deserve to die like that.
I keep hearing VidCon, like the convention in
I just
California.
said VidCon.
Sure.
Alright, hang on, we gotta get our stuff back.
Putting all your stuff on the ground individually really does kind of drive home just how much shit you're hauling around.
I like how it just kind of explodes out of you in a big pile.
What is it, sister?
I think that's everything.
Just like the big, like,
Sounds about
cartoon
right.
piece of venison really did make the difference there.
Good to see you.
Why do hourglasses cost nothing in this game?
I don't know, but how are we on time?
We're about at the end here.
Okay, well, this was productive.
Yeah.
We became an assassin. We got a ring.
And then we almost got assassinated.
What did we learn this week on Spoiler Warning?
We learned
Black
that
soul gems.
Skyrim is smaller, but uses mountains to hide that fact.
And Wednesday isn't very good.
Goodbye.